G'day, my name's Sam Nord and I'm a professional couchist. I've been couching for about 5 years now, on and off, and I've learned a few tricks at a time, and I'm going to show you one of the easier tricks in the book, but still definitely one of the hardest ones here that we show to the new couchers coming up today. This is called the backside flip to sit, and this was actually invented by me, and I'm hoping that it'll go fine today and we'll be able to pull it off. So here it is. You got to have a bit of about 30 centimeters run up, and it goes on. I'll play it through and then I'll run it through in steps. So there you go. That's pretty much it all through. It's pretty much a two-step thing. First off, you run up from over there, and then the next step is to get up here, and it's almost a grind, and then you pull through, putting pressure on your knees, let go. Your arms up here, that helps, like center your gravity. Then you sit down. The last move is sitting back like this, just to make it look more casual. That'll pick you up more points in the real competition. Yeah, so the skill level in couching has definitely risen over the past few years, and I've been there for a few of the years seeing kids pull off some crazy stuff now. Some of the kids, they don't know what good things they have, really, like compared to what we had back when I was learning. Yeah, I grew up in Adelaide, South Australia, and you know, we didn't have the couches they had these days. I grew up jumping onto a stool, but you know, some people say that's not a very good thing, but I think it's definitely more of an advantage over the rest of the competitors in the couching these days. That definitely there's some people out there jumping onto amazing things such as beds and bouncy castles, and you know, the list goes on. Like beds and bouncy castles, endless. And you know, I grew up jumping onto stools, and that was definitely a more of a harder thing to jump onto, but it really paid off in the end, I think. So yeah, I grew up jumping with one of my friends who lived next door. We kind of saw it one day on TV, was flicking through and thought, yeah, that's a pretty good idea. And really, it just took off from there. My friend, Max, actually, his last name was Jumper. It's funny because, you know, that's what we're doing, we're jumping, and his name was Max Jumper. So really, it seemed at the time like he had more of an advantage because he had the name already, but you know, I was stuck with Sam Norwood, which really doesn't have anything to do with jumping. But, you know, I really got my revenge back when one day he was jumping onto a car. We're jumping onto just a 1987 sofa they had back then. I think we bought it at the time. It was not IKEA, it was a cheaper version. It was like Cheapest Chips, I think, and it was definitely a bit harder. But anyway, he was jumping, and you know, the day before I just thought, yeah, I'm gonna get him, gonna finish him off. You know, I'll make sure I'm the best jumper in here. And so anyway, I lowered the roof on his house, and somehow he didn't notice, but we were actually crawling through his house. The roof was so low, and he went to jump onto the sofa and just put his head through the roof, and he got stuck there. And well, I didn't have the time to get him out, and I just figured someone else would get him out, but turns out he was actually there for 3 weeks and no one got him out. I went back there one day and he was still in the roof. But you know, those things happen. You move on, you learn from your mistakes, don't jump into a roof. That really helps. I'm Sam Nord and I'm a professional couchist. Thanks for watching.